Yes, he told me to put my phone in the glove compartment, which I refuse to do because it's my legal right. I don't have to. Right. So he told me to get out of his car, and I said, because he's a family member, very close to me, he's like a dad figure to me. I said, I don't want to do that. I want to try to sort this out. By the time I could say that, he basically came over, grabbed my arm, pulled it back, and said he would break my arm. And then at that point, I started punching him in self-defense. Yes. And then at that point, I do say, okay, I'll just get out of the car. I get out of the car, and then I'm still getting my phone because it fell in the passenger seat. I'm still trying to get my phone out, and he starts driving off. Yes. And then I'm like halfway in and out. Just for anybody that's wondering, Bob just ran me over with his car after telling me to turn off my phone in his car, which I did do, and then he didn't believe me. He called me a liar. So I got out my phone and started recording for my safety because that's my legal right, and he freaked out. And then he told me to get out of his car, which I did. And while I was half out of the passenger seat, he started driving off at a reckless speed. And then I went into the motel and freaked out because of it.
All right, Daniel, you're going to be great hands here.
Okay. So I was hanging out with my friend over here. He's like my dad figure to me. And we were going to get dinner. I'm a internet sensation, singer-songwriter. So he told me to turn off my phone, which I did do. He didn't believe me, so he wanted to take me back to the motel without any dinner, which I haven't had breakfast, lunch, or dinner today. So he takes me back to the motel and he tells me to get out of the car because I know him so well. I've never had an issue with him of this scale at all, to where I'm like I tried talking to him peacefully, and he basically didn't believe me at all. So he grabbed my arm, pulled it back, said that he said he was going to break my arm, okay? And at that point...
What do you mean he basically said that?
So he grabbed my arm, right? And he pulled it back, like back that way, to where if it went any further, it would break. And he says, I will break your arm if you do anything. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm going like, I'm not going to do anything. But he's pulling my arm back to, like, I'm doing absolutely nothing. Like, he was telling me to get out of his car. I would rather get out of his car. So I tell him, okay, let me get out of your car. And he still holds my arm. And he tells me to get out of the car. I'm in a situation where I physically can't do anything, right? So he grabs my phone. It falls in between the seat. And then he lets go of my arm. I try to get out, and then he punches me. At that point, I punch him back, and it turns it into an all-out fist fight, okay? At that point, then I keep telling him, okay, I'm getting out of the car. Just relax, you know, I'm trying to get out of the car the entire flipping time. By the time I get out of the car, I turn around to get my phone, which was in between the seat. By the time I get the phone, and my body's half in, half out, he starts basically gas flooring the gas pedal, and my feet come off the ground as he starts driving. The only thing that actually saved me from falling onto the concrete was I was holding onto the door. And I pulled myself to a standing position as he was driving. That's, long story short, what happened. At that point, he just continued driving off, and I freaked out and went into the motel room saying he ran me over, because his back tire ran over my left foot. I just got it checked by paramedics, but they said that it was just possibly the side of the tire, not the full thing. But I felt the tire go over, and I ran into the motel freaking out and kicked a few holes in the wall, freaking out because of the entire thing, because he's a family member. I care about him so much. He's not a relative to me, but I've known him as a dad figure, so I consider him family, and he considers me family.
Okay. When he first punched you, where did he punch you at?
Kind of just right here, kind of my arm.
Okay.
And then at that point, once he grabbed my arm, pulled it back, and he said he was going to break my arm, at that point I was like, okay, I'm not playing around anymore. I need to protect myself, because I take that type of threat seriously.
What motel were you guys at?
The Motel 6.
Okay, right here on 29?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have an ID by chance?
I don't. It's in the motel room still. I don't know if I want to... I really don't know what I want to do. I wanted to de-escalate the situation. That's all I wanted to do. I came over here because I didn't want the motel to be breached because of my popularity. If I was going to stay there or what, I didn't want fans, since I do get noticed in public, and he also knows that too. I get spotted in public. I don't want the motel room getting breached. So I came over to this corner since this was a corner I knew more well.
Okay.
It was easier for me to also say to the 911 my location as well.
What's your last name?
Larson, Larson.
And it's Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel, what's your birthday?
11/15/1998.
98.
Yes.
What's a good phone number for you?
720-448-6169. I just got a new number, so I'm still learning it.
What room are you staying at over there?
235.
How long have you been staying there?
2 days.
How long are you gonna stay there?
One more night.
Are you originally from here?
I'm from Colorado, yeah.
Is your ID out of the state of Colorado?
It is, yes.
So what do you want? What do you want to happen?
My entire thing on why I called was I wanted to file a report for my safety. And I wanted to de-escalate the situation. I wanted to de-escalate everything. And I wanted to make sure that, this is recorded in, like, a report. Because I'm dealing with criminal charges already for a different thing. Because family, Bob, I call him Bob, but his name is Robert. He's never believed me with my career, my popularity, and it escalated out of control. And now he doesn't know what to do because of it. He doesn't want his life affiliated with my popularity. And that's what led to him wanting me to turn off my phone today. My hope is that I can de-escalate this situation and make this, I guess, put this.
So you just want a report done. You don't
I want a
any
report
filed,
done,
any
yeah.
charges filed or anything right now.
I don't want any charges or anything filed. If anything, I want 2 weeks, 3 weeks of no contact for,
Well, I mean, that's not something that I can control.
Right.
That's something that you'll have
I would
to
have
figure
to,
out.
right.
Okay. Is Daniel Larson the name that's on your ID?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Daniel, just hang out for a minute for me, okay?
I fear a restraining order because I've known him for so long. That's probably not going to be helpful. That's only going to be worse. And since I consider him family, and this is the first time he's ever done something like that, I'm not going to forgive him for today at all. I'm not. But I forgive, I guess. I really just don't know.
Was your phone off during all of this?
It was not fully turned off, but it was, I didn't have it turned on to where I could physically use it. I would have to push the on button and then put in my password to access.
Okay,
So as far as that,
recorded?
none of it was recorded until after the actual part where he ran me over. I did actually record that.
Are you able to pull that up for me?
Yes. Yes.